Hi. I don't know if you can hear the fan. There's something between my toes. It was a rock. What the fuck? Wait. Anyways, I do realize that you can hear the fan, but it's either I cook alive and I make a video, or I cool down a little bit. That I'm dropping an album, and so that's gonna be at the end of September. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do other than just like post it on Spotify and Apple Music, so that's kind of the plan. If you want to know what name I go by, like on Spotify, it's Baby Antelope. I came up with the name when I was like 16. I'm gonna actually tell the story of how I came up with the name because it was actually really stupid. But there was this group of guys that kind of used to bully me, and I was in like high school, and so I found out that they all, like to live stream on YouTube after school, playing like Call of Duty or whatever it was they were playing, boy tings. And so one day I like got on and I was like, I'm gonna bully these guys because I know what they look like and I have a feeling I know what their insecurities are. So I just like came up with this fake name, which ended up being Antelope Scabs. What? I don't know. And I would go in their comment section every day after school and just bully them and just be like, you look like a fucking toothpick, X fucking Jack Skellington collab or something dumb. I mean, it wasn't really like highly offensive stuff. It was kind of just like what my 16-year-old brain could muster up. Yeah, and they'd always be like, who the fuck is this? Like, get her off or get him off the chat or whatever. And I'm just like, no. I'm gonna tell another story. So one of the kids from that group of kids that used to bully me, actually when I was 18 or 19, he wanted to hang out all the time, and I know what he was looking for, but I was not gonna give that to him because that's fucking gross. So what I ended up doing was I would just hang out with him and then I would smoke all of it and leave. I mean, that's it. Like, I just got tired of it too, to a point where he told me that he was going to jail, and I was like, oh fuck, like for what, and he was like, yeah, like I got stopped by the cops and I had like a bunch of and like a gun on me, and I was like, shouldn't you be in jail right now? But I don't know how that works, so I don't know. He was out when he told me though, he was texting me, and so I was kind of just like, oh, that's really terrible. I'm sorry to hear. I pretended that I was wearing a wire, but I've ended up finding out that one of the guys that he was hanging out with was a supplier, a weed supplier. And so I was like, boom, clap, the sound of my heart, the beat goes on and on and on and on and on. Because like, jackpot, first of all. And then anyways, when I was hanging out with him, I remember like I started asking him these questions, and I was like, hey, you like have a bunch of friends, don't you? Like, don't you hang around this guy named blah 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 so and so? And he was like, yeah. He's like, the fuck, are you like a cop or something? And I was like, I never said no, but I just like brushed it off, and I was like, like that's funny. But yeah, and then that was the last time I ever saw him, but fucking flash fast pass whatever to 2025. Yesterday I just found out that he requested to follow my spam account, and I was like, damn. And it reminded me of that whole thing. I just thought it was so funny. And so I ended up calling up my best friend that I actually went to high school with and like middle school and stuff, and she knows him, and I told her, I was like, dude, he requested to follow me, and I told her the story, and she was just like, oh, that's funny, and so whatever. And she was like, he actually requested me too.
What?
So someone's on the prowl. But girl, high school was like the worst place for me, like just completely. ever, I mean, I don't really have any good memories. Like, I don't have any, like,
Like, I went out with my friends and we skipped school and we did this and we did that. We had a good old time and then we braided each other's hair.
And, no! What happened was, I guess everyone decided to, like, hate a select few people, and I was one of those people, and so I got bullied constantly, just all the time, for, like, having a fucking big nose, and, like, which, by the way, she's not even that crazy, like, she's actually giving cute right here, but anyways, yeah, and then, I don't know, like, people just call me ugly and shit, and, like, and then this girl, oh my god, it's so hard, like, her name was at the tip of my tongue, and I just want to name drop these people so bad, because what they did was illegal. I'm about to get into it. So, this bitch, that was my best friend, after we got into high school and everything changed, and people started hating on me, she was like, oh, I'm gonna start hating on you too. So, when she started hating on me, one of her, I had a crush on, like, one of the people in her friend groups or whatever, and then, I wrote a letter, because I was 16, okay, and innocent, and I thought that's how love worked, so I wrote a letter, and I was like, hey, you know what I mean, just, like, trying to be cute, or whatever, I don't know, and then they started bullying the shit out of me, and they were like, and, like, the whole friend group found out about the letter, and I was the fucking laughingstock of the whole town, okay, well, the school, but anyways, yeah, and then, her friend, one of the girls that's in that friend group, I guess she was jealous or something, but she tried to run me over in the parking lot.
Huh?
Yeah, she tried to run me over in the parking lot, okay, and the worst part about this was I was hanging out with a mutual friend that I had that was a friend of hers and a friend of mine, and he was walking with me when she tried to fucking, you know, like, intimidate me with her car, like, going really fast and then stopping really abruptly right in front of me, like, this close away from hitting me. Like, good on you for not hitting me, because, oh, girl, I hope prison food tastes good, bitch. That's what would have happened. So, yeah, and then I was like, hey, dude, to the friend our mutual friend, I was like, let's report this, maybe? Like, let's go to the principal's office and fucking file a report, please? And then, I went and I complained, and I was like, they tried to run me over in the fucking parking lot. And then they were like, well, we don't have cameras out there. And also, I feel like the staff wasn't on hating me too, because the staff never fucking helped me throughout years and years of fucking emotional turmoil, and just, like, disease and, like, fucking hatred, that was this life of mine. They never did shit. They never looked into anything. If anything, they tried pinning some gossip page on me that was made from my school, and I was like, girl, no, like, I don't have friends. How am I gonna get the tea? Like, you don't understand. I don't have friends. So, yeah, I go to the office, I'm like, girl, they try to hit me with the car, and I'm pretty sure that's, like, fucking what, attempted vehicular manslaughter, and they just weren't having it. They weren't listening to me, and then they call in my friend, and then my friend's like, that didn't happen. That did not happen. And I was like, what? That totally did happen. That is the most so fucking it did happen thing in the whole entire fucking world. You know what I mean? And so I was pissed, and I was like, well, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, well, that's my friend, you know, like, I can't do that, like, I can't, like, snitch on her, basically. And I was like, because you weren't the target. Because I was the target, so that's nice. And also, he wasn't really a good friend anyway, because one time we were in the car together, and I was having an anxiety attack because he was going fast and started going faster. So that's a red flag. I don't know. Holy shit, this video is 10 minutes long. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my little story about me almost getting hit by a car, and how I never had any friends in high school, and that I did FBI research to pretend I was wearing a wire to intimidate some fucking goofball asshole stinky butt that went to my school. And yeah, thanks for tuning in.